Welcome back, Pokemon fans. Angel of the Night here. We are back again with the Grand Challenge 2025 Part 1, and this is battle number 33. Now, if this is just something that you're tuning into for the first time, make sure to check out the playlist down below and watch our adventure through the Grand Challenge. Our opponent is going to lead off with an Incineroar and a Porygon2. Obviously, Porygon2 is going to be an Eviolated set. It also has Download, which means it's going to boost up its special attack. This could potentially be a threatening move, because a lot of the times the Porygons are going to have Tri-Attack or Ice Beam. Could be a big issue for Zebstrika and Amoonguss. So what we're going to do here, we know that Fake Out could be coming in from the Incineroar. That is usually the first step of any battle. So we're going to try to do a redirect with the Rage Powder, so that way we can be free to attack with the Zebstrika. So here it is, there's the Fake Out hitting the Amoonguss. And of course we are going to be flinched. There's the High Horsepower, not going to be able to hit that Incineroar this turn. And then, of course, there is the boosted Ice Beam, super effective, coming in from the Porygon2. Now, this is going to be able to have activated our Berry, that is a Sitrus Berry, and, of course, we gain a little bit of HP back from that. Now, of course, that we can attack this turn, we're going to go for the Terrestrial of Water, and then we're also going to try to do, yet again, another Rage Powder. And of course, the reason why we're doing this is so that way our Zebstrika will be free to attack. So the Tera Water, we should be able to resist any kind of an Ice Beam that's going to come in from the Porygon2. However, we could potentially have an issue if it decides to go for the Tri-Attack. So let's hope that it's not going to be a Tri-Attack this round. Here we go with the High Horsepower that is going to be super effective into the Fire-type Incineroar. Taking it right down into the red zone, we are going to lose a little bit of health from the Life Orb. Here is the Flare Blitz. Luckily, we are Tera Water, which means that we're going to be able to resist. And there's a little recoil damage going back into the Incineroar. Here is the Trick Room from the Porygon2, which is going to make faster Pokemon slower and slower Pokemon faster. Basically reversing things so that way slower Pokemon have a higher advantage. Now, that is good for the Incineroar, because if it does manage to get the attack off, it could potentially take out one of my Pokemon. But we do have Rage Powder. Hopefully this is going to be priority enough and be able to redirect everything into the Amoonguss. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. Here's the Rage Powder. There is a Tera Blast. Now, Tera Blast is 80 damage, and of course it is the type of whatever terrestrial you are. If you don't have a Tera type, it is just a normal type move. So anyways, we have lowered our special attack here. He's gone for the Parting Shot, taking the Incineroar back to his party. And of course that has lowered the stats of the Zebstrika. In comes the Sylveon here next. Now of course Sylveon should be able to resist quite a few things, as it's being a fairy type Pokemon. That Parting Shot did drastically take away my attack stat, so we have to do something here to change things up. So right now we have swapped out to our Misdreavus, who's going to be capable of taking a hit. Also as well, not going to be able to take any kind of damage from the Porygon2 if it decides to go for Tri-Attack. So here we go, we got the swap out, and we are going to switch in, I believe, to the Misdreavus. Now, most people don't realize that Misdreavus could be a threatening Pokemon. It does have some really decent defensive values and special defense, and even with an Eviolite, it does boost that up even further. We've decided to go for the Spore attack into the opposing slot. Obviously, the Sylveon is now residing in that position, and we didn't actually manage to get anything off because it went for the Protect. We do get hit by an attack from the Porygon2, taking out the Amoonguss, which is very unfortunate, because that is basically one of our main and only support Pokemon that we have with us here at this time. So Zebstrika is deciding to come back out. That way we actually reset our values of our stats, which is fantastic. So we are back up to full attack stat. So here we go, we're going to select a move to try to hit into the Sylveon, and then of course we're going to try to also take out this Porygon2. However, they are going to swap out the Porygon2, they're going to come in with the Incineroar, and of course with the Intimidate, that is going to lower the attack stat of my two Pokemon. Now, with Misdreavus, of course, that's not really going to do very much for it, but with the Zebstrika, it could be huge. It could be, you know, taking away the capability of knocking out a Pokemon. Now, Zebstrika did hold on from that Hyper Voice, which is great. We are going to get a Shadow Ball off onto the Sylveon. I'm trying to drop the special defensive stat of that Pokemon, mainly because if I can do that, then I can maybe go in for yet again another Shadow Ball or a different type of move, maybe be able to pick up the KO. Zebstrika, of course, knocking out the Incineroar, and of course also knocking out itself from the Life Orb damage. We have one remaining Pokemon here left onto the team, and that is going to be our Paldean Firebred Tauros. As you guys know, that is pretty much the Pokemon that's been featured through this entire competition so far. This is actually an NK Games team that I had in one of my final competitions. So I wanted to be able to use it in this competition. Has it been successful so far? Not 100%. I've had a lot of fun using it, but it doesn't really match up a whole lot in Regulation H. It's pretty much specific to NK Games, and honestly, I'm not sure it was the best choice to bring into this competition. But we do manage to get off some wins, which is pretty nice. We've locked in our moves here. Here's the Hyper Voice coming in from the Sylveon, and unfortunately that's going to be able to pick up the 2 KOs, and that is going to be game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the battle. If you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Post your comments down below, and I will catch you guys in the next match. Peace